What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Racing. We are live here in Madrid for a sprint race. So we are on board with lad Nokravini. I don't know if it's how you say it, but we are here in Madrid as we go around turn 12. The layout with the corners in the top right isn't the same layout as what we've got here. So that's interesting. But how are we all? So, we are here in Tier 4, 18 drivers on the grid. We've done pretty well today considering what it was last night. Considering it was obviously the UFC and Argentina and then England and all that sort of stuff. I didn't get to sleep till 6 AM. I was back up at 9:30. So, yeah, I understand it. So, Rob's boy sets the fastest lap of the race, and then lad Nokravini comes through to set a 1:31.653. And just bear with me, actor. I'm gonna get rid of them. Just 2 seconds, guys. I don't like them. I don't like them. So I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that, and I just want to add. Is it just the steward's messages there? That's it. That's all we want. We don't want anything silly on the screen today. Ace Claret has left the session. Hopefully he'll get back in a minute. Salute is retired. So, Salute has retired from qualifying. But yeah, how are we all, guys? I hope you're all well. So, Salute is retired. Ron Mexico is not from Mexico. In the Red Bull, he will be next. So he's just coming down in towards the final corner at turn 22. It's weird because the track map that I've got up in front of me says it's turn 22, but it doesn't look like it's turn 22. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to do a quick sound check. Okay, let's rock and roll. So Ron Mexico goes up to P7. F1 Vincenzo Mason 92. It will be Mason that comes to the line at first. So the number 92 driver in that Scarlet Ferrari. Let's see what he can do as he comes down in towards turn 12. So we are on board with the Ferrari driver as he comes down the straight and he just clips the wall. It's so easy to do. It just goes to show. So down in towards the final corner for Mason 92. Back onto the throttle as we head down towards the line. And the Ferrari driver will go up to P9. Ace Claret is back in. The real Aston Army will qualify. He goes up to P9 now. Shining Swarm, who's been doing very good as of late, and he's up through Sector 1. F1 Vincenzo was going to be next. We know he's got it in the bank when he does put in a little bit of practice and he's not out partying. He can be very quick. He goes up to P10, but lad Nokravini is on another level at the moment. So we'll ride on board with Shining Swarm. He's 18 1,000ths up on his lap time. I'm alright, Alfred, to be honest. It was crap. I was in such a strong position. My strategy was playing out. I was on fresher tyres because I'd gone long on the hards. I was on fresher tyres and in P4 on the safety car restart. And yeah, I got demolished. So Tapapi in the Mercedes will start his flying lap. Let's ride on board and see what the Canadian driver can do. That's unfortunate, Matty. Yeah, sprint race in Madrid. So, Tapapi. So we're going down in towards the left and right hander, and then into the long right hander for the Mercedes. So we've already had tier 3 and tier 2 today. A lot of work has been put into making today run smoothly, so thank you to all of the team. It is so much work, I'm not gonna lie, to make 4 tiers run on a day like today, and when everybody's tired, everybody's laggy. England played last night, got into the semi-final of the World Cup. It is very, very difficult, I'm not gonna lie. So down in towards the final chicane for Tapapi, and the pace doesn't look too far off. Tapapi to the line, P7, the Mercedes driver with a fantastic lap. So Tapapi goes up to P7. We've still got Andy Mack and Marin Kitagawa, who will try and set decent lap times. They are both on outlaps. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the sprint qualifying, and we do have a debutant, Meili Spider, in the Alpine. Rob's boy's teammate is on his debut here for Formula 7 racing. So the Cadillac driver of Marin Kitagawa, Shining Swarm, says that's enough for me here in this sprint qualifying. We are on board with Marin Kitagawa as he comes down the straight. Andy Mack in front of him in P17. You've got the McLaren out on track. Is that Andy Mack in front of him? We're about to find out. So in towards the left and right hander, and he over the curb, and now he's catching up. It has the McLaren seen him? The McLaren's not seen him. It was Andy Mack, and Marin Kitagawa has every single right to be fuming there. But really unfortunate. Andy Mack has just not seen him coming. And that's really unfortunate for Andy Mack, because it probably will be a stonewall penalty. To be honest, actually, Andy Mack is on his own lap. He's not on an outlap. He's on his own flying lap. So technically, he's every right to run his own lap here. So that's a tough one, because I know Marin will be saying, you know, he's hindered me, but technically Andy Mack is also on his own flying lap here. It's a real struggle, that one. So Andy Mack coming around, and the Haas driver comes through as well. There's a lot of drivers on their final runs, but I don't think Andy Mack is pushing for a flyer here. So it's a strange one. Honda VTEC is not going to come out. Ace Claret in the Mercedes has got a minute to get to the line. We do have a couple of the other drivers. So Mad Riot, I think it was Mad Riot that came up to the back of him. Meili Spider, Rob's boy will start his last lap. Tapapi, Gertmeiser in the McLaren, then Ron Mexico in the Red Bull, Mason 92 in the Ferrari. And then you've got the over Haas driver of Vlad Nokravini. And it is Mad G to the line. Sorry, Mad Riot. Mad Riot did set a lap time, and he goes up to P5. And his teammate of Vlad Nokravini, who's currently on provisional pole, but he is well in front of anybody else on track at the moment. So another purple sector. He's half a tenth up now. Vlad Nokravini is giving it his all. Ace Drift up to P4. Who was that come to the line? That was Ron Mexico up to P7. Then we've got Meili Spider that will hit the line. We've got a Haas driver. I think it is Vlad Nokravini that will be the first of the final runners. So down in towards the final chicane for the Czech Republic driver, and Vlad Nokravini does lose all of the time through sector 3. Then we've got the Ferrari of Alfie Edwards, and he's invalidated it. The Mercedes of Tapapi will not improve. The McLaren of Gertmeiser is 1.3 seconds up. This could be a massive, massive sector 2 for Gertmeiser, who runs deep into the final chicane. Gertmeiser goes up to P7. What could have been Ace Claret in that Mercedes is lighting up the circuit with purple sectors. No, he's not. Vlad Nokravini is currently on provisional pole, but Ace Claret is going to come through and take it. Ace Claret by a tenth of a second. We still have a couple of drivers. Mason 92 invalidated it. Andy Mack is into the pit lane. Marin Kitagawa has invalidated it as well. Then we've got the Alpine of Rob's boy that goes into the pit lane. Melee Spider, who is a 10th up, who is right behind. There's another driver who's right behind, but I think Melee Spider is going to be the final driver to the line. I didn't mean to do that. So on his debut, is pole position going to be enough for the Alpine driver on the medium compound as well? That is absolutely crazy. Melee Spider to the line, gets P3, but on the mediums, yeah, that is a crazy lap for the mediums. That means Melee Spider not even opting to use the softs on a track like Madrid. Wow. So the Alpine takes P3. So that is it for qualifying. So there you have it. Let me just put the race results in. Bear with me, guys. Every time it comes up in Madrid today, it comes up as it doesn't recognise the track because it's Madrid. So which has caused a lot of issues for me today. Not a lot of issues, just a lot of work. A lot of work. So Madrid. Yeah, move auto. Right, there we go. Quali. Right, Ace Claret, Ladnock Ravini, the Alpine of Melee. Then we had Alfie with Chinese Formation, Shift, Mad Right, Gertmeister, Ron, Mexico. Who was the other Alpine? Rob's boy. Then Tapapi. Who was in the Audi? That was Marin in the Cadillac. And then the Audi MP12. I will find out in a minute. So we are getting ready. Oh no. I updated all the billboards for the track tonight and I've not even put them on. I could kick myself. I really could kick. And I thought to myself, make sure you do it last night because you don't want to forget. And I've gone and forgot. And I updated all the billboards. That is so annoying. I could kick myself. I really could. Because the only reason I could kick myself is because I spent so long last night getting the billboards ready for the track. I didn't update them all, but I updated a lot of them. So 18 drivers on the grid here in Madrid. The Audi driver, sorry, I've got that on my knee, is the real Aston Martin. I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm absolutely knackered as well. With me being up till 6 a.m. And I am on holiday from tomorrow as well for a week, So Ace Claret, Ladnock Ravini, Melee Spider, who set his lap time on mediums, which only tells me that he was absolutely on for pole position had he have took a softer, faster tyre compound. So I don't know if he's done that deliberately to try and reduce his speed a little bit. But I find it surprising that a driver who's bidding for pole position would not use soft compounds unless he's saving them for the qualifying session later on, but even still. So he is well ahead, Melee Spider and Ladnock Ravini, and the driver that's falling behind is Ace Claret. He's backed his way up all the way to the pack. I don't know if he's doing this deliberately to try and wait for his friend to get back in the lobby, but he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be doing that. We will try and get him back in, but you can't be doing that deliberately. Slowing down everybody. Yeah, he's DSQ'd himself. Oh no! Ace Claret is DSQ'd. What is going on? No, Ace Drift is DSQ'd and Ace Claret has collided with another driver. What is going on here? So the two Ace drivers are back on the grid. I'm hoping Ace Claret will be able to participate in this race. I really am. I don't like it when drivers miss the opportunity to race. So here we go. So we are on board with the drivers here in Madrid for round 2 for the sprint race here in Formula 7 racing, and this is it for round 2 here in Tier 4. And it is lights out and away we go. And a driver that was to Pappy that got the jump start. He went a slight bit too early, and so did Rob's boy as well, who also got a drive-through time penalty. Melee Spider absolutely flying in the Alpine. Alfie Edwards down into P3. Ace Drift from pole position is down to P4. Mason 92 maybe had a incident. There goes Mad Riot through on Shining Swan. There's a McLaren of Gert Meiser that cuts the corner. Madrid is very, very unforgiving, and Mason 92 potentially has damage. Alfie Edwards on Melee Spider. Now comes Ace Drift, your pole sitter. Does Mason 92 have damage? He does. That front wing has been damaged on that Ferrari. Then Ace Drift and Melee Spider are going at it around turn 9 at the right-hander here in Mad Ring. Ron Mexico and F1 Vincenzo. Marin Kitagawa, the Mercedes takes out the Alpine. Tapapi missing the braking point, colliding into the back of Rob's boy. Did they get damaged? Yellow flag is waving, and that is Ladno Cravini. The Haas driver is around, and he's been disqualified for facing the wrong way as he waits for the drivers to go through. And Tier 4 continuing with the rest of the tiers this morning. He is out here in Madrid. He still has qualifying and the feature race to go. Alfie Edwards is now your race leader on lap 2. The Ferrari driver, Tapapi and Rob's boy are both into the pit lane. Marin Kitagawa making the move on the Red Bull of F1 Vincenzo. 3 drivers are into the pit lane. Marin Kitagawa is into the wall. Marin Kitagawa, the damage is evident on the right front wing, and the tyre wear on the mediums 14% after 1 lap. Surely not. That is unbelievable. So Andy Mack and Honda VTEC, the McLaren of Andy Mack being overtaken by Honda VTEC. This is such a tricky circuit, and especially with it being a new game, a new circuit and all that sort of stuff, it's been really difficult for the drivers. Marin Kitagawa making another mistake in that Cadillac. So Alfie Edwards in that Ferrari leads on lap 2 as we are heading on towards lap 3. And as you can see, Melee Spider, just look at the tyres. Melee Spider 14% on the mediums. And then you look at Alfie Edwards. Look how fresh Alfie Edwards' tyres are compared to Alfie Edwards. So that is an interesting take there. So down the straight we go. Eight laps remaining. Ace Drift in the Williams. You can see the way the drivers are using the battery. A couple of the drivers have opted to start for the hards, which is exactly what I did in the sprint race. And I must say, somebody did get a puncture on the mediums in Tier 2, so just bear that in mind. There was a driver that just hit the wall there. Was that damage? It was damage. So Mad Riot has front wing damage. Alfie Edwards is now a 2.5 clear on Melee Spider on his debut in P2. Ace Drift is down to P3. Then Mad Riot, Shining Swarm and Gert Meiser, who had a great Grand Prix last week, is having another fantastic race here today. Oh, Ace Claret, I cannot believe that. So fastest lap for Alfie Edwards. Ace drift. He's all over the back of Melee Spider now. Down in towards turn 1. Marin Kitagawa and Honda VTEC have collided. Ace drift holding on. So Marin Kitagawa is being involved in a lot of incidents here, and that is the Racing Bull of Honda VTEC that goes into the wall. Then you've got Real Aston Army in the Audi and F1 Vincenzo in the Red Bull. Marin Kitagawa is back into the pit lane and he is having a torrid time here in Madrid, and he does retire. Yellow flag is out, and that is not a great race for him. And that is Mad Riot that goes through on Gert Meiser. Shining Swarm is going to join the action. And that is Salute in the Audi, pushing his way through, and he's up to P6. And now he's going to go for it again. The Audi goes up the inside on the battery. McLaren does not see the Audi at all. Does not leave him the space. Oh my God. Shining Swarm has put the Audi into the wall, and Salute, he must have a target on his back as everybody is out to get a piece of the Romanian driver. They must think he's Andrew Tate. So, Salute still trying to hold on. Ace drift. 0.8 behind Melee Spider. Is he going to get that battery now? Shining Swarm is into the pit lane. Here we go. Is he going to use the boost? He's not. The Williams driver cannot get through just yet. They are 5 seconds behind Alfie Edwards, who held his own last week in Tier 3, held his own this week, dominated last week in Tier 4. He's dominating again. Oh! And there is a Red Bull of F1 Vincenzo. I don't know what is actually going on here. He's having to slow down to let Salute back through. Salute's having to slow down to let him back through. And this is becoming a bit of a joke now. And I'm sure the stewards will investigate this sprint race in depth after the race. So Ron Mexico has joined in on the action. He's caught up. Alfie Edwards. I just want to look at the last laps a minute. He is... Let me just have a look at Alfie Edwards in that Ferrari, because... Look at that. He is so much quicker than everybody else at the moment. So much quicker. 5 laps to go. He's practically making up 2 seconds a lap on everybody. So Salute lets his teammate go through. So the Real Aston Army. Ace drift on the back of the Alpine now. The Williams has the battery, but he's not using it. He's being patient. Maybe too patient. And Melee gets a 3-second time penalty. And that will put a halt to the proceedings. So Salute on the back of his Audi teammate of Real Aston Army. And look at that for a view here in the Mad Ring. I'm going to say that I probably made a mistake putting Mad Ring on so early in the calendar. I thought it would have been good. I thought everybody would have wanted to get onto it and try it. It's different, it's fresh, it's a new circuit. But yeah, it just wasn't the right time for it, and that's completely on me. We didn't know that it had so many issues with the braking points and the line and all that sort of stuff. We just didn't know, so. So, Ron Mexico on the back of F1 Vincenzo. The Red Bull making it through on his teammates, so they are working together to maximise their points in the sprint. I'm just having a look. Alfie Edwards' last lap is the only lap on the grid that is in the 135s. No, Shannon's one was a 134, but he's like a second and a half quicker than every other driver every lap, which is crazy. So Mason 92 losing a position at the back of the grid. Oh, and Melee Spider has been overtaken by Ace Drift. And he goes a little bit deep. Mad Riot is starting to catch up. The Tier 3 world champion, former world champion. Rob's boy Mason 92 has retired in the pit lane. Ace Barrett has left the session. His internet's still playing up. So Rob's boy 1.4 behind Shining Swarm. Salute 9/10 behind, and Melee Spider has got another 3-second time penalty. It is all falling apart now. Oh, Mad Riot's made a mistake. He's now 9 seconds behind Melee Spider, so it doesn't even matter about the time penalties. Yeah, I think, has he got a puncher? No, he's just missing a full front wing, but it looked like he was struggling on them tyres. No, he's definitely not struggling on them tyres. Yeah, it's literally the front wing. And this could be a huge P4 going down the drain. Salute might just get past his teammate. He does. Real Ashton Army letting him back through. Says, you're quicker, you go ahead. We're on lap 8 of 10 of the sprint race. Jeremiah's in P5. Oh, and he's crashed into Mad Riot. And has he now got damage? And Mad Riot is off the track. And this is awful. He cannot control that Haas. Ron Mexico is through. And he's wide as well. What is going on? Roseboy picked up a 3-second time penalty. Look at the gaps. And Mad Riot is going to have to go into the pit lane. I wouldn't be surprised to see him retire here, because he's going to use another set of tyres for one lap. But Mad Riot does like to stay in the race. Ace Barrett is back in, and it has been a bit of a mad race, to be quite honest with you. We still have the main feature race to come, which is just crazy. So we are on the final lap of this race. Salute picks up a time penalty. Alfie Edwards is 14 seconds clear of the pack. It has been nothing short of dominant from the Ferrari. And it's been a absolutely crazy sprint race. So Shining Swan is on the back of Salute. Honey Ledge closer and closer. Shining Swan has got the pace. It is 2 Red Bulls to 2 Audis to an Aston Martin hunting him down. Madrid down in P12. Yeah, potentially. Mason, potentially. I mean, to be fair, Alfie has chose to use hard compound tyres. And it is Alfie that comes through to win the sprint race here in Madrid. Alfie Edwards comes through, takes P1. Ace Drift is going to come through and drift into P2. Melee Spider on his debut, he's going to take the podium in the sprint. And he will take P3. He wants to be careful not to lose that P3 by doing that. Because he has got 6 seconds, but he should be okay. Gert Meiser is going to come through to P4. And he will keep it. Got Mexico in P5. And Shining Swarm is all... Oh, they've crashed. On the very last lap, Salute and Shining Swarm have crashed again. Salute already... Shining Swarm already took out Salute in this race. And Mad Riot, unbelievably, from just carrying on, is going to steal a point in the sprint race. Salute was taken out twice by Shining Swarm. He does come through to take... And Mad Riot takes P9. Incredible stuff. And that is why you keep going. Alfie Edwards with the right strategy was absolutely dominant. Melee Spider, Gert Meiser, Ron Mexico, F1 Vincenzo, Salute, Rob's Boy and Lad Noccavini all had damage in that race. So there we have it. Let me just put this in. Just putting the stats in, guys. 2 seconds. Alfie Ace Drift, Melee Spider, Gert Meiser, Ron Mexico, F1 Vincenzo. 7 was Real Austin Army. It was to Pappy, Mad Riot, Salute, Andy Matt, Shining Swarm, Rob's Boy, Honda Vita, Mason, Marion Lad, and Ace Clara. Beautiful. My wheel keeps hitting the keyboard on my knees. So on board with Mad Riot after scraping a P9 in the sprint race. I've got to say that sprint race was absolutely diabolical, but only continues the trend of the whole day. So, Mad Riot to the line, 132.6 for the Haas driver. Real Aston Army coming around. Turn 8, Ace Claret is on the lap as well. We've got a few drivers coming to the line. Lad Nokravini to the checkered flag to Pappy in the Mercedes, taking P3 at 133.5 for the Mercedes AMG Petronas driver. Real Aston Army in the Audi. We've got Ace Claret on track. We've got a Ferrari of Mason 92, but it will be Ace Claret coming down in towards the final corner. And then back onto the throttle, just missing the wall. Beautifully done. And Ace Claret at 131.5. Andy Mack in the McLaren to the line. Ace drift. Oh, the Alpine. The Alpine is into the wall. Who is that? That is Melee Spider that goes flying into the wall. A Mercedes is coming through. Melee does a 360. There's no damage to the car. Unbelievably, there is no damage to the car. But my goodness me, what is going on here in this qualifying session in Tier 4? Yeah, I have no idea what is going on in this race. So that is it for that lap. So Melee Spider will have to go again. Mason 92 in the Ferrari. Marin Kitagawa in the Cadillac has taken provisional pole. Yeah, Vicar, I think you might be right. So, Salute in the Audi. He's now on a lap as well. You can see that he's in P15, Shining Swan in P14. And Shining Swan is just in front actually, so he will get to the line just in front of Salute. See the driver from Macau. Salute the driver from Romania. So we're on Mexico. Just under 10 minutes of this qualifying session remaining. I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not looking forward to this at all. Obviously I'm hoping the drivers have a good race, and I'm hoping that you guys have a good race to watch, but I'm really not looking forward to this. Oh, Andy Mack is out. So Andy Mack is out. Yeah, it looks that way, Alfie. So Melee Spider has invalidated it. With 8.5 minutes to go. He's going to have to do it all over again. But this time he's on soft compound tires and not the mediums. So let's ride on board with Melee Spider, see what he can do on his debut, and see if he can take that pole position. I'm not going to lie, Madrid just seems to be absolute chaos, it really does. No, don't worry, Andy, that's what Tier 4 is about, mate. Tier 4 is about, it doesn't matter what pace you are. So, Melee Spider up to P9. So Marin Kitagawa, his lap time is very quick here. He's 4 tenths quicker than everybody else. He's invalidated, it just clips the wall. Salute is back on an outlap. The track is not good at all, to be honest. I think it's a very, very difficult track. So I'm not going to hold too many people accountable, because the track is really difficult. So Honda VTEC is now on a lap. He's got a Haas driver just behind him on an outlap. But it is the Racing Bull of Honda VTEC. Look at the way the car just bounces around this circuit, especially when you come out of turn 9. And you see the way the car is just bouncing through there. So Honda VTEC in the Racing Bull. He's putting on a decent display here. He's keeping it nice on track. He's doing really well. Making his way to the line. Honda VTEC will come to the line and he will put it P14. So good luck from Honda VTEC. Mad Riot will start another flyer. He's currently in P8. He knows what the pressure is like. He knows how to deal with difficult circuits. Four and a half minutes remaining. He's also just starting a lap, but it will be Mad Riot first. So Mad Riot coming around the long right hander that's very similar to Zambo. It's funny because they've added this track and the track isn't even built yet. Well, the track is built, but you know what I mean. It's still like a dusty desert, as we seen the other day when Ferrari were testing there, which was very cheeky of them because you're not allowed to test any circuit, but they managed to find a loophole for a media day. So into turn 14 for the Haas of Mad Riot. And there's a little bit of traffic. That's a Mercedes just in front of him, but it's not going to hinder Mad Riot as he comes out of the final corner to the line. And Mad Riot goes up to P4. Now his teammate of Lad Nokravini going into turn 14. And then he's got one more corner to navigate. And then to the line, and Lad Nokravini will go P2, a 131.3. This is now getting very, very close. The Ferrari of Alfie Edwards, is he finding a little bit more? He's gone purple sector 1. Marin Kitagawa is the man on pole position. Alfie Edwards is in P4. A little bit deep, gets back onto the throttle, and Alfie Edwards will stay at P5. Look how much time he lost through sector 2 and 3. And then the Alpines come through. Melee, Spider. And then it was Rob's boy who's going to have to find something. Rob's boy coming down as he's invalidated it. Ron Mexico also invalidates his lap time. And the Mercedes, is that Ace Claret? It is not Ace Claret, it is Tapapi in P13. Is he going to improve on his lap time? He is! P10 for Tapapi. So, great stuff from him. Shining Swan is in P8. He's got the pace, Shining Swab. He just seems a little bit all over the place. Like, he's setting decent lap times. He's up into P8. He qualified well in the sprint. He just seems a little bit all over the place. I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Like, he's got the pace. He's there. He doesn't need... I mean, he's just used all of his battery. Yeah, he's burning his battery again. It's like he's going for another lap, even though he's got no battery to go for another lap. Marin Kitagawa goes into the 130s. It's a 130.9 for Marin Kitagawa. Salute goes up to P3 in the Audi, a 131.4. He smashed into the Ferrari. Oh, salute, salute, salute. What are we doing? And who was that Ferrari? Was that Alfie Edwards? It was Alfie Edwards. And he's now moving out of the way. And there's an Alpine coming through. Hopefully Alfie does not hinder the Alpine. Oh, wow. This is getting really tense out there. There's a McLaren coming through. Mad Riot is retired. He's just getting out of the way of his car. And the best thing to do is just get your laps in early because it is absolute chaos out there. It really is chaos. There's a driver that's invalidated it. And Ron Mexico will do a short run up to the line. The Aston Martin is invalidated. Here comes Mason 92. What was tier 2 called? I don't even know. I've not even got them details on me, mate. It will No, I don't know actually. So Mason coming to the final corner. And crashing around here. I think it's 6. And I've not been through. I fell asleep at 6 and got back up at 9. Mason 92. Marin Kitagawa. Ladno Ravine. Ace Drift in the Williams. That is a really nice entrance and exit out of the final corner. Ace Drift P3. What about the other Alpine and Melee Spider up to P9? Then we've got Salute. He's not going to improve. Ace Claret in the Mercedes. Ace Drift is P3. Ace Claret takes P2. Just behind Marin Kitagawa for pole position. Then we have a McLaren who is invalidated. That is Gertmeiser. Rob's boys in the pit lane. And that is it for qualifying. Marin Kitagawa has taken pole here in Madrid. Vincenzo, you need to turn your telemetry settings on for it not to say player. So you go to telemetry and you turn your telemetry on public there and show names, one of them. Or you can keep that as private, I think it is, and just show your telemetry is on here. It's just for better broadcasting, that's all. You don't need to do it. Right, let me just put this in. Salute as a 5-place grid penalty. Oh, 2 seconds. My laptop's going to die with all the data on it. Quality. Marin, Ace Drift, Lad, Salute, Alfie, Melee. You know what? I think they're all in there now, apart from the Audi in P17. Who is the Audi in P17? Ace Drift kicked out again. You are kidding me. If he doesn't get to race again, that'll be absolutely devastating. Oh wait, it is plugged in. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm absolutely fading, you know. I go on holiday tomorrow. But because I've been up all night and I didn't go to sleep till gone 6 AM. And then I was back up at 9:30. And I've been collecting all the data for all the races, doing all the starts, doing all the standings, attendance, incidents, replying to comments, all that sort of stuff. I'm hitting that brick wall of tiredness, you know. I'm really hitting that brick wall. But we need to have an entertaining and exciting stream. Here we go. So 18 drivers are on the grid here for the Madrid Grand Prix. And then I will go for a siesta. So it is Marin Kitagawa that will start on pole position. Ace Claret will start in P2. Ladno Ravine in P3 and then Ace Drift in P4. Alfie Edwards takes P5 and Mad Riot in P6. Shining Swarm takes P7 and Melee Spider in P8. F1 Vincenzo will take P9 and Salute will take P10. P11 is Tapapi and P12 is Gert Meiser. Rob's Boy will take P13 and Ron Mexico in P14. Honda VTEC takes P15 and Mason 92 in P16. Real Aston Army will take P17 and Andy Mack in the McLaren will take P18. It's Mally Spider. So Mally Spider. If you know, technically, if it was Mally Spider, it would be double L. It's mad, isn't it? Because there's so many mad names online, isn't there? So many mad names. Like, I remember commentating like tier 1 and 2, and I remember there being somebody called God, what was his name? Now there's been so many weird and strange and unusual names, isn't there? Because people just make them randomly. But here we go. This is it for round 2 here in Spain for the Madrid Grand Prix here in tier 4. For Formula 7 racing, and it is lights out and away we go when the Mercedes of Ace Clara has not moved. Oh, and every single driver has avoided him. That is so lucky. Marin Kitagawa leads to Ladno Cravini, Ace drifting P3. Alfie Edwards P4. Here comes Mad Riot, F1 Vincenzo. Mally Spider in the Alpine in P7. Shining Swarm is catching up to them. He's coming like a rocket ship. So is Salute. They all break into the chicane. They break early. That is a McLaren of Gert Meiser to Pappy and Rob's Boy collide. The Alpine and the Mercedes have collided. The Canadian and the American. They might be neighbours on planet Earth, but they are rivals on track. Maybe that North American divide coming into play for Tapapi and Rob's Boy. Ron Mexico can join that as well. He's American. It's funny, isn't it? You've got one person called Ron Mexico, one person called Rob's Boy who's from America, one person called Tapapi who's from Canada. All racing here in Formula 7 racing. Ace Drift, Ladno Cravini and Marin Kitagawa were scrapping it out for the lead just momentarily. And it is the Haas driver that will chase him down as they both clip the wall. It's so easy to do here in Madrid. Ace Claret, you're not showing up online just yet, mate, but I'll get you in as soon as I can. Alfie Edwards will go up the inside of the Czech Republic driver, and the Haas does hold on. Alfie Edwards, Ace Drift is behind. Mad Riot, F1 Vincenzo, Mally Spider in the Alpine flying with that battery deployment, and he is through. And the switch back from F1 Vincenzo, then he'll try it again. Honda VTEC and Mason 92 are going at it. Here comes Alfie Edwards as they go down. And you can see the back, you can see the tyres. People using different tyres, different pressures. Shining Swarm and F1 Vincenzo have collided again. Oh, and the Red Bull having to back out. Rose Boy and Tapapi going at it for round 2. The Alpine. The Mercedes is free and through goes Ron Mexico. The two American drivers swap places on lap 2 here in Madrid. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. If nobody's raced around Madrid yet, please leave it alone. Salute and Shining Swab. Real Aston Army on the back of Mason 92. Alfie Edwards. And that is Mally Spider and Mad Riot. F1 Mikey boy. Have you not been here before, F1 Mikey? Just join the Discord, mate. Couldn't remember which ace it was. So I enjoyed, just invited both of them. Alfie Edwards in the Ferrari on the back of Ladno Cravini, who slides to the outside. Through goes the Scuderia. Alfie Edwards into P2. Black and white flag already shown for Mason 92. One more and he's got a 3-second time penalty. Ron Mexico chasing down the Canadian of Tapapi. Then you've got the American of Rob's Boy behind them. There's just a little bit of a lag there. What happened? Here comes Real Aston Army on Mason 92. Ace Drift is all over the back of Ladnock. Oh, he's made a mistake and Mally Spider is there. The Czech Republic driver in the Alpine. Yellow flag is waving. And I tell you, Ace Claret and Andy Mack need a safety car to get back into this. So Andy Mack with an early pit stop. Hey Andy, don't even worry mate, just enjoy the racing, that's what it's all about. Oh my god! Marin Kitagawa, the race leader, is around! Oh! Everybody's got to avoid him. He's driving, he might get DSQ'd. And the race leader here in Madrid. And there's a driver that is just getting a little bit squirrely. He needs to spin that car around ASAP. He does. Did he get rear wing damage? No, he's got front wing damage though, but he stayed in the race. I cannot believe he got away with no DSQ there. But the race leader, Marin Kitagawa, crashes here in Madrid. Real last now, and Mason 92 is into the pit lane. What about the Audi of Salute? Mally Spider and Ace Drift. Ladnock Ravini, Alfie Edwards once again absolutely escaping the grasp of every other driver on track. He's really taking off now. The fastest sectors, as you can see, Alfie Edwards dominating 2 out of 3 of them. Ace Drift, Mally Spider, Mad Riot, Salute, all still there. Marin Kitagawa on the pit exit. You can see the tyre deltas around here. Look at that. The soft compound tyres are already 2.5 seconds quicker than 4-lap-old mediums. That is the difference here in Madrid. The tyres fall off so quickly. You can see the speed trap. Salute is the fastest through the speed trap. Mally Spider still chasing down Ace Drift. So riding on board with these drivers, Ace Drift on Ladnock Ravini. Oh, and look at this, we've got a freeway fight. And that is Ladnock Ravini and Ace Drift. And it is Ace Drift that comes out on top. And that is Mally Spider as well. Ladnock Ravini defending. The 2 Haas drivers are in really good positions to score massive, massive points here in Madrid. They don't need to throw it all away by fighting too hard. They know they're on for really decent points. If I was in that Haas now, I'd be like, right, you know what? I might lose a position here, but think where me and my teammate are. We're in P3 and P5. This is huge points. Ladnock Ravini trying to come back at Ace Drift. You can see the boost and the overtake in the bottom. You can see the speed. We've got all of the graphics on the screen for you to see right now. So, just watching it with the halo, you can see in the left, it tells you what turn they're at. It tells you how far they are away from the driver. Black and white flag for Ace Drift. And around the outside goes Mally Spider. That is delicious. So Mally Spider with the overtake and the Alpine driver is into P3 and Ladnock Ravini goes deep. We did hear a crunch of a barrier there. I do wonder who that was. Rob's Boy on the back of Tapapi. Ron Mexico is through. Gert Miser leads the way in the train. F1 Vincenzo is right a part of it and Shining Swarm with them all on his rear diffuser. So into the pit lane. These mediums are absolutely falling off. Yellow flag is waving. Shining Swarm and Salute are in for a huge undercut. The mediums fall off so quickly. The hards last a lot longer. Marin Kitagawa with a 3-second time penalty. I do wonder if the Hasses will change hands. Here comes F1 Vincenzo and Gert Meiser. McLaren versus Red Bull. McLaren just ahead. Takes a big chunk of that. Gets a black and white flag for corner cutting. The two Red Bulls. Oh, F1 Vincenzo has absolutely taken out Gert Meiser. And that was the worry. You've got to be so careful going up to the top of the hill. And I've got to say, had F1 Vincenzo not smashed into Gert Meiser, he was probably going into the wall. He needs to be braking a little bit earlier than that. And Rob's boy has got two missing front wings. And a missing end plate and a front wing. He gets a black and white flag as well. And the American driver has damage. The Canadian in the Mercedes goes deep. And I think he's got damage as well. They've both got damage. And here comes the Audi of Real Aston Army with 0 damage to pick up the scraps. As the Canadian and the American in front struggle to control them cars. And I tell you what, here we go to Papi in that Mercedes. And around the outside, Real Aston Army just backs out. That Mercedes really is struggling here. And to Papi is just trying to capitalise. Rob's boy picks up a time penalty. Rob's boy in that Alpine is into the pit lane. He's got no control over that car at all. He cannot control it. Got more control over the Strait of Hormuz. So Rob's boy is into the pit lane. Get that front wing replaced and get back on track. He's a very good driver, Rob's boy. He's shown the glimmers and the shimmers of it. So Ace Drift in the Williams, Ladno Cravini in the Haas. And you can see a couple of the pit stops getting played now. So Mason 92 on the back of Ace Claret. Here comes the Ferrari on the Mercedes. Mercedes goes late on the brakes and stays ahead. Very nicely done. And I think that might have been Marin Kitagawa that picked up another black and white flag. It's such a difficult corner at the top of that hill. It really is. But all 18 drivers are still in this race. Yes, it's been drama. Yes, it's been absolute chaos and carnage. But there's been no DNF yet. Mad Right is into the pit lane for the undercut. So into the pit lane. And Ace Drift now picking up a warning. Ladno Cravini has not picked up a warning. Shining Swan takes 3 seconds. So Ace Drift chasing him through. 3 tenths is the gap. What about Salute in P10 in that Audi on the back of Shining Swarm? He just has to back out Shining Swarm like a drink driver on Boxing Day. All over the place. Get the breathalyzer out. Fernando Alonso is drunk. The Aston Martin goes a little bit deep and Salute is really struggling to find a way through. The Romanian on the back of the driver from Macau. Mad Riot, who has pitted, does not want to get held up. There's front wings flying everywhere as he clatters into the wall. And again, the Aston Martin's into the wall. Mad Riot is trying to stay way clear. Shining Swarm slams on the brakes. Cable Dog has joined. I don't even know who that is. I don't know how he's got in. I don't know who it is. Mad Riot. Oh no! Mad Riot with the undercut has front wing damage. Shining Swarm is out of this race. Mad Riot will be absolutely fuming. And that's the problem. That's the risk that you take when you start at the front of the grid. And Honda VTEC, wow. When you start at the front of the grid and you go for an undercut, you put yourself in a position where you're putting yourself in the pack. And when you put yourself in the pack around a street circuit like Madrid, you run the risk of that happening. And that is what the drivers in front will be trying to avoid. Here comes Vincenzo and Gertmeiser. Yeah, Vicker, I would be absolutely fuming with that. He's in such a good position. Him and his teammate are on for a really good race. He's got 20 laps though, and if I know anything about Mad G, he will go and go and go until he gets something out of this race, as he did in the sprint. So Marin Kitagawa, and it is the Cadillac driver around the outside of the Mercedes to Papi as he breezes through. Here comes Rob's boy. They've collided. Marin Kitagawa nearly into the wall as Tapapi gives him a tap on the back. Oh, and that is the Alpine of Rob's boy. And Real Aston Army and Rob's boy is all over the shop now. And he's got more front wing damage. A complete missing front end plate. And Rob's boy, the day is going from bad to worse for the Alpine here in Madrid. Shining Swarm's already gone for a siesta. Rob's boy's into the pit lane. He's smashing every wall like a ping pong table on the way in. And that is it for Rob's boy. It's a very, very difficult track, this. I can't lie. It has been really, really tough for the drivers and for everybody watching. Yellow flag is waving. Virtual safety car. Virtual safety car is out. Oh my God, right when Alfie Edwards was coming to the line. And Mally Spider is going to stay out. Ladnock Ravini needs to get to the pit lane under this VSC. This VSC has been timed. If Alfie Edwards had a little magic lamp with a genie inside and he said make one wish in this race, his wish would have been, can the safety car come out, virtual safety car come out on lap 11 when I'm way clear of everybody else. And just as I'm about to go past the pit lane, the safety car comes out, just so I can get into the pits and get out before anybody else makes it to the pit lane. That would have been his wish to the genie. Well, the genie has just popped out here in Spain and said, no problem, Alfie, there you go, there's your wish. So, brilliant stuff. Ladnock Ravini is going to get a front wing replaced as well. So this is massive for him. I'm wondering if it's going to be out long enough for Mad Riot to get back in and get that front wing. This has actually helped out a lot of drivers. The VSC has stayed out for a considerably long time here. Mad Riot has stayed out. He's going to wait for another VSC at some point. Yeah, exactly what Willie Listen, exactly. Oh, speeding under the VSC, Ron Mexico from P3 has got a drive-through time penalty. Salute in P7, chasing down Ladnock Ravini on them fresh tyres with fresh hards. Please let me know if the audio's okay, guys. So, We can see the tyres now. So Salute's tyres are a little bit worse for wear. 12 laps and 29 down. Mali Spider leads. Ron Mexico is into the pit lane. Yeah, Belgium's completely different, Robs. Completely different. Belgium is going to be so much better than Madrid. So much overtaking. Down the Kemmel Straight, up a Rouge, down towards the bus stop chicane, out of Blanchimont, through Pouhon. You've got so much overtaking. So here comes Salute on Ladnock Ravini. And Ladnock Ravini is on fresh tyres, but this is not going to stop Salute from going for it. Salute is through on Ladnock Ravini, and Lad with 5% tyres and Salute with 18% has made the overtake. Unbelievable stuff. In fact, Ladnock Ravini's got 2% tyres. And back through. Wow. That McLaren of Andy Mack getting out of the way. Nicely done, Andy Mack. So here comes Ladnock Ravini. You can see how more fresher his tyres are. 3% compared to Salute's 20%. But Ladnock Ravini, the man from the Czech Republic, chasing down the man from Romania in front. Audi versus Haas as the Audi goes in towards the chicane, nearly into the wall, but he keeps it out. Ladnock Ravini, blue flags are waving. I don't know who that's for. Salute is just ahead. He's doing a fabulous job of controlling the pace at the moment. No worries, Rob. Take it easy, mate. Mason 92 is into the pit lane. Only 2 DNFs around this circuit is really good. Here we go. This is it. You can see the tyres. He's going to use that battery. Ladnock Ravini cannot stay behind Salute forever. Mali Spider is waiting for something. He's waiting for a safety car to happen. He is on the hard compounds, though, Mali Spider. So he's on a completely different strategy, which I think is a good idea. Has Lad got damage again? No. Strange that he's not got the pace. Happy with a 3-second time penalty. Oh, and look at this. And here we go. Ladnock Ravini around the outside of Salute. And Salute has been overtaken, but he's made a mistake. And back comes the Audi driver, wheel to wheel. And around the outside goes the Audi. But here comes the Haas once more. What a scrap between the Czech Republic and the Romanian. Salute is back behind, but for how long? You can see the tyres and what they are like at the moment. Salute is struggling. 25%, but that is not stopping him from going for it. But he cannot make the move on this occasion. Oh, he's going to go for it again. Oh, what an overtake. Salute is giving it everything. I tell you what, Alfie Edwards is 2 seconds behind Mali Spider, who is yet to pit, by the way. Remarkable stuff. He's essentially going to be a pit stop in front. Yeah, nimble. That was my thoughts exactly. So around the long right-hander here in Madrid. The two Hasses are still in strong positions. Remember, points down to P15. Mason picking up another 3 seconds. Oh. And that is the Haas driver that is through on Salute once again. I think that might be it for Salute. Them tyres are starting to dwindle off. So we'll just watch the way he's going through here. Let's go and both Ralphie Edwards a minute. And just watch the way he's using the battery and the throttle. And you can see, look at this. Look at the way that he floats into the corner to try and recharge the battery. So in towards here, letting go, back onto the brake pedal. You can see it's not just a straight line. It's just a little let go of the brakes. And then just using that battery through there. Great stuff, salute. Still, he's been overtaken by F1 Vincent. Has he made a mistake? I think he's made a mistake here. Yeah, he's got damage. He has got damage. He's missing the right front wing. And that is how easily it can change. Here comes Tapapi on the back of the Racing Bull of Honda VTEC. And Tapapi in that Mercedes is through. So Marin Kitagawa, who started on pole position, making up progress. And Rob Mexico is finally into the pits on the VTEC. Oh, it's Mad Riot. Mad Riot is back in for another front wing. And he'll put some tyres on till the end of the race now. The pit stop is so long. Yeah, he's going to get that front wing repaired. I think that's a really good strategy from Mad Riot. He's got nothing to lose here. He needs to get the front wing replaced. Okay, go in now. You're quite early on in your pit stop. But just get another fresh set of hards. Get the last 13 laps out. Get as much time on the board as you can. And pick up some decent points. You've got your teammate in the points as well. Yeah, I think this is good from Mad Riot. I really do. And he's penalty free at the moment. Salute is into the pit lane. 16 drivers still on track. Only 2 DNFs. The least we've seen today. Everybody can sit there and slate tier 4 all they want. But at the end of the day, it's the least DNFs on track. And I tell you what, the racing in tier 4 last season was incredible. The second half of the season. First half we were just finding our feet, finding the bearings. But yeah, really good racing in tier 4. So Gert Meiser being overtaken by Lad Nocravini. So the McLaren down into P5. And Lad Nocravini up to P4. Ace Claret in that Mercedes. He's on the back of the real Aston Army, 1 second behind. Flag. There was a brief yellow flag there. The last thing Mad Riot wants now is a safety car. That's a good exit. Ace Claret will get through, and now he goes into the top 10 once more. Did everybody stay up and watch England last night? You know what? I'm just getting a bit of a breather whilst there's no racing going on a minute. I watched England at home with the kids. Just went and got a few snacks and stuff like that. Watched England, then I watched Argentina. We actually watched England on split screen in extra time whilst watching the UFC. And then the Argentina game, I was watching that whilst watching the UFC on my phone. And then watched the UFC, got to sleep about 6 a.m. And then obviously my missus woke me up about 9:30 for the racing. So got everything set up quickly at 9:30 and jumped straight into it. So I've literally not stopped yet because I raced Tier 3, went straight into Tier 2, which I was collecting all the stats for and doing all the stuff for Tier 3. And then I went straight from Tier 2 into Tier 4 comms. And then obviously Super Turbo's on Tier 1 comms tonight. So I need to be in the lobby to collect the stats, but I might be able to just get a little bit of a breather. But no, glad England won. I know everybody was going on about being robbed and all that. Oh, wobbly. I was absolutely fuming. I've made a video about it. I don't know if any of you follow me, my personal account. But, I watch the post-fight press conference in the UFC every time after the UFC. How Dana White is still able to do post-fight press conferences is beyond me. He does not care about the UFC at all. It's crazy. Like, he didn't answer a single question until somebody asked him about boxing. And then he was like, yeah, Shakur Stevenson, he put the wrong billboard up or something like that. It was like, and that was the only time he ever said anything. But into Conor McGregor, I felt really, really bad for him. I don't think he was carrying an injury going into the fight. I really, really don't. You look at the videos backstage, he was absolutely levering that bag with his leg. There was nothing wrong with him at all. I genuinely believe it was just a jump. He just tried to go for that big kick right off the bat. And, yeah, busted his knee. I don't think we'll ever see him again. He's going to be 38 by the time his knee recovers next year. He's got one fight left on his contract. I think he might be able to get that in. But I think he'll look a shell of himself. And then we'll just see him retire. But it's really bad because every single time he goes in there and injures himself, he breaks his leg, busts his knee. It tarnishes his legacy, which is really hard. F1 Vincenzo in the Red Bull on the back of Ron Mexico. Green flag, we are clear to go. 10 laps remaining. Yeah, literally, as soon as he landed, you could see him go to grab his knee and just, like, wince in his face. And then you see him go, no, I'm in a fight, I can't let him not hurt it. And then he get back up and then he tries to carry on and then he throws another kick and then you realise, oh no, he's actually really injured. F1 Vincenzo goes through. Ron Mexico and Marin Kitagawa move aside. Alfie Edwards is into the pit lane again. And Mally Spider, is this right? Has Mally Spider not yet pitted? Oh my god. How is that possible? Mally Spider is yet to make a single stop. Same with Gert Miser, and he's got front wing damage, and same with Ron Mexico. They are yet to pit. They're all in on the same lap. Mally Spider is not yet in, and Mally Spider has also got front wing damage. How was Alfie Edwards pitted and come out 12 seconds behind Mally? Oh, he was in front of him, weren't he? So they're all into the pit lane. Mally really needs a safety car now. If he gets a safety car, he's won this race. Big shout out to Andy Mack as well. Just plodding along, doing a cracking job. Really well done, Andy. We've got a few OGs on the grid. Obviously, we lost Vicious Vicar from Tier 4. We've lost Nimblecat from Tier 4. But it would have been really good to see them all on track together. I don't know what it is, but it just gives me a really good feeling when I see people like Vicar, like Maggi, like Nimble, like Andy Mack. Even like the likes of Ron and Tapapi. I know Tapapi's sort of mid-30s like myself. Just genuine guys, grown-ups, adults, granddads, whatever it might be, just enjoying the same sport as these young kids, enjoying racing online, enjoying competing, still got that thrill to compete, you know, and enjoying the game, enjoying the driving, and it gives me a little bit of a kick. I just love it. I think it's amazing. I mean, honestly, I would love nothing more than to be able to go on track and race with my dad or anything. Even any family member, I would love to be on track and be able to race with them. So yeah, and to still be able to get enjoyment and be able to race and enjoy it, I just think it's brilliant. And Formula 7 has been that place for many people to do that, and that makes me really happy. So Gert Meiser in P8. And you know what, races don't always go the way you want them to. Like Podge, my teammate's another one as well, Sergio Silva. You know, just the proper goats, proper genuine nice people, nice adults, nice guys that just compete here, and I love it. I can't remember what I was saying now, but yeah, it's just I would love to be able to compete myself with somebody like that. But yeah, Formula 7 is, and don't get me wrong, Formula 7 isn't easy all of the time. It's been behind the scenes. It's been really, really tough mentally and physically for me in the last few weeks. I'm really, really struggling just with everything that I've got going on. But I'm not here to talk about that. But yeah, it's just been a lot. It's been a real, real lot. So to feel a little bit of satisfaction sat here right now and to watch these guys and feel a bit proud, then yeah, it's a good feeling because it's not been like that recently. For me anyway. So Ron with that little bit of damage, Ace Claret in front in that Mercedes, they've both got that front wing damage. Ace Claret with that tyre wear, and Mally Spider is still yet to hit. This is unbelievable. This is quite remarkable, it really is. And Salute down in P11. No, down in P12, so he's in the pit lane. Salute's retired. Salute's gone into the pit lane and retired. That's a real shame. And then left. Ron Mexico chasing down Ace Claret. So, Ron Mexico and Ace Claret, half a second separates them. Tapapi's into the pit lane. So Ladnokavini 4 tenths behind Ace Drift. 5.5 laps remaining. Thanks, Vicar. Thanks, Nimble. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. So we can see. I know, yeah. Have you seen it, Vicar? He's got no front wing. What the hell is going on with this game? Yeah, but thank you, guys. Ladnokavini on the back of Ace Drift. He's chasing him down. You can see Ace Drift is really starting to struggle. Let's get the tyres up. And that is why he's starting to struggle. 50% on them left for that Williams driver. 5 laps remaining. It is the Haas driver. And look at where Mad Riot is back up to after having to pit an extra time. He's up to P6. The Haas team are still on for some decent points here in Madrid. And Ladnokavini is chasing down Ace Drift, and that's soon what he'll be doing, is drifting around the Sunset Circuit of Paradise. So Ace Drift still holding on to the position. Oh, and I think he hit the wall there. I think he did hit the wall. Marin Kitagawa is on the back of Ace Claret. So Ace Drift and Ace Claret are both being hunted down with a couple of laps to go. And I tell you, Ladnokavini lost a little bit of time there. Remember, Alfie Edwards doesn't have a penalty. Neither does Mad Right in F1 Vincenzo. And that is why it can be such a huge thing if you keep it penalty free when you get to the end of a race like this and you make up a few places. Ace Claret is on the back of Ron Mexico. So here in Madrid, Ace Claret is clawing his way ever so closer to Ron Mexico around turn 6 into turn 7. Mercedes versus Red Bull. Where have we heard that before? Ace Claret's got to be heading for a puncher. I mean, his tyres 69% and he's got front wing damage. Ron Mexico is through. Ron Mexico did get through. And now here comes Marin Kitagawa as well. To the outside, then the inside. Wheel to wheel. Go the Mercedes and the Cadillac. Who is going to be the last of the late breakers? Round he goes. Marin Kitagawa says, gracias, senor. And round he goes here in Spain. That means Ace Claret will keep the position and stay in P9. But he is really tinkering on the edges of puncher territory at the end of this race. So what about Mad Riot? He's getting closer and closer to F1 Vincenzo. The Red Bull driver in P5, both penalty free, but they are 20 seconds behind Mali Spider in the Alpine. There has not been a safety car, only 3 DNFs, all 3 of them coming in the pit lane. Sometimes I forget to take the graphic off because it's all button binded, so when I press right on the keyboard, it takes it off. So sometimes I don't like. What I try and do is I'll try and link it up like dead quick, you know, like I'll have it up and then I'll go like that, you know. So on the back of Mad Riot on Vincenzo, and the Haas driver, the Tier 3 Season 8 World Champion, I think he was, is coming through with a vengeance. And we can have a look at the tyres. That is the strategy that Mad Riot is on compared to Vincenzo, and it is really worked out for the Haas driver, and his tyres are going to be fresher tyres. And that is going to be the difference. Look at that. Oh, there's someone with red front tyre graphic. I'll have a look. Here comes Mad Riot. He will go up the inside using that battery, and through goes the former world champion and the Constructors' reigning world champion. And Ace Car at 75% on the front tyre. He is going to struggle to get to the end. He really is. I think he might have pitted. And Ace Drift is going to struggle as well. Ladrock Ravini, nearly half his tyre wear. 2 laps to go. Ladrock Ravini is chasing down P2, and Amali Spider is setting fastest laps behind. He is going to be with them in no time whatsoever. Keep your eyes peeled, because Mali Spider is stringing his way closer. He's catching him in his web. Ladrock Ravini through turn 6 and 7. Ace Drift holding on to P2. Alfie Edwards, remember, Alfie Edwards is on the medium compound tyre. I think he's made a mistake here. 52%. Then he's got 63. I tell you what, Ladrock Ravini could potentially win this race. Down the inside goes the Czech Republic driver, and he's into P2 and only 2 seconds away from Alfie Edwards, who is struggling on their mediums. Ladrock Ravini is coming. 1.7. We are going to go on to a final lap shootout in Madrid. Mali Spider on the mediums is absolutely flying behind. This is going to be huge. No! Ladrock Ravini nearly threw it all away. There's Alfie Edwards, 1.4 in the distance, being shown the blue flags. The McLaren driver gets out of the way. Well done, Andy Mack. Here comes Ladrock Ravini, who will move up the inside. There he goes. The Haas driver. Then through comes the other grid, and all the other drivers are coming through. Well done, Andy. Ladrock Ravini 1.3 behind Alfie Edwards. He needs to claw his way back into this, otherwise he's going to miss his opportunity. He's got the battery. Ace Drift is still there. They have all got time penalties. Mad Riot is in P5. And Mali Spider, does Mali Spider have damage? Does have a penalty? He does, 3 seconds. Ace Drift, Ladrock Ravini, they are not catching Alfie Edwards. Has he done enough? We're on the very final lap. Ladrock Ravini, it's down to 1 second. 9 attempts, 8 attempts, he is coming. Alfie is struggling. And the Haas is getting closer and closer. This is going to be extremely tight. Alfie on them very old mediums now. Ladrock Ravini has got the grip. He's got 3 more corners to get this done. And he's gone into the wall. Ladrock Ravini will go round the outside. Ladrock Ravini takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. Mali Spider is through on Ace Drift. No, the Williams is back into P3 for a podium. Alfie Edwards cannot do it. Ladrock Ravini is going to come through to win. Mali Spider to the line. Ace Drift takes it. Ladrock Ravini had 6 seconds. Alfie wins. Ace Drift takes P2. What a finish. Alfie Edwards ran out of fuel on the line. What an ending. Mad Riot. What a drive. A superb former championship winning drive from Mad Riot. F1 Vincenzo will take P6. Ron Mexico and Ace Claret, are they going to have that shootout to the line like we've already seen? Let's have a look. Ron Mexico trying to hold on to P8. The Red Bull driver doing a splendid job into the final corner. He will hold on. I wish the line was a bit further down so you could get a little run up, a little race to the line with that boost. That'd be really nice in Madrid. Marin Kitagawa is going to take P10. Andy Mack is going to take a point. That is to Pappy and the Racing Bull. Mason and Andy Mack picks up a point here in Madrid. Yeah, you know what, Vincenzo? I was thinking the same thing earlier today. Once I was getting used to it, I was actually enjoying it. But then obviously my race ended really badly. There you have it on the top step. So let's go through the final results. I just need to put them into my system. Bear with me. So driver of the day. I'm going to give driver of the day to... You know what? It could be a few people here. It could be Mally. It could be Alfie. It could be Ace. It could be Mad Riot. Absolutely could be Mad Riot. Could be Gert Miser. I'm swinging Ron. No, I've got to give it. I've got to give it Mad Riot. I'm sorry. I've just with that drive and just with the fact of him being taken out and having to double up the strategy and then coming back through the grid. I'm just gonna have to give it to Mad Riot, but I could have given it to Ron. Ron was my next choice there. What a drive! Right, let me throw the stats in. Bear with me. Who was in the Audi in P11? Oh, I missed them. Let me just see who was in the Audi. Oh, it was the Real Aston Army, weren't it? That was a really good race, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Max points for Alfie. It was Mason. It was. Really, really good drive. Right, there you have it. It is absolutely roasting. I'm going to get a drink, take a little break. And there we have it. Yeah, it was a really good race. So annoyed, such a bottle job. Ollie, we go again next week, mate. Don't you worry. Thank you, Nimble. Really appreciate it, mate. Yeah, I'm gonna, mate. I'm gonna. Right, thank you all so much, everybody. Take care. Have a great rest of your evening, and make sure you tune in for Tier 1. If not, have a great week. I'm on holiday next week, so I will see you all next Sunday, I think. Anyway, take care, everybody.